So, we've finally gotten the long-awaited sequel to Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 3. And it has been a long wait. Oh, kind of. I mean, we've had 5 games between 2 and 3, but that's a lot. But people are still very excited for Kingdom Hearts 3, which was originally meant to be released in the last console generation, believe it or not. So, needless to say, this game had to be pretty much near perfect from the story to the gameplay, especially for many of the die-hard fans of the series. And that's what I'm here to look at today, the good and the bad of Kingdom Hearts 3, because, let's be honest, no game is without its flaws, even if it has been in development for 12 years. But right before we start the video, make sure you guys subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, go check out our Twitter, Twitch, and our website, all links will be in the description, and let's just get right into the video. So, let's start off with the positives, and we'll keep everybody happy for the moment before they lose their shit. Straight up, Kingdom Hearts 3, it's visually amazing. Like, the game, it looks great. It's awesome to see all these characters on a new generation console. Like, we haven't seen them since the PS2. They've all been remastered, but it's just not the same as when the game is actually built from the ground up for the PS4. And yeah, overall the game looks great. I think seeing Sora, Donald, and Goofy in some crisp 1080p was lovely. The gameplay's fun as usual. Lots of new gimmicks in the game, I guess. They get boring kind of quick, but more about that later. But it's definitely fun. Like, if you're just looking for a game that's just hack and slash, which is what Kingdom Hearts pretty much has been, you found it. Like, this is what you want to play for that. There's lots of fan service, which I wasn't really expecting, to be honest, for Kingdom Hearts 3, which was interesting, to say the least. I thought the way Organization 13 was done in the game was very... I don't know what to say. It was interesting. Yeah, I don't want to go too much into it for spoilers, but overall, there's lots of fan service, especially near the end of the game, which, you know, means the characters are very fun, and I found each character to be kind of cute, very likable. Each character is written very well. Here and there might be a few flaws, but what character isn't without its flaws? Each of the worlds are all extremely, well, not each of them, but a lot of them are done very well. There's a few that I wish weren't in there. Again, more on that later. But yeah, overall, there's very good level design in the game. Each world is done incredibly well. Like, there's lots of effort put into each world. Each of them feel like they could be their own game. And they especially feel like there's a lot there that's left that could be used, I feel, in a few worlds, but yeah, overall, there's very much a lot of positives in the game. Now let's get into some negatives. Please don't rip me to shreds. I'm not a major fan of Kingdom Hearts. I think it's a fun thing, but please don't. This is my job. I've got to do it. So, look, some of the worlds, if I'm being honest, feel very filler, like Pirates of the Caribbean. I hated that world. Worst fucking time of my life. It was so bad. I hated Pirates of the Caribbean. The ship gameplay was atrocious. I'm sorry, but it was atrocious. And collecting 300 crabs was not fun. Yes, I literally had to go and collect 300 fucking crabs that didn't even get used. So, like, you know, there's worlds in there that feel very filler, nothing actually happens. And yeah, it's just annoying overall, to be honest. And then also, replaying and rewatching a Disney movie isn't really fun. Not to me. Like, yeah, watching the whole Frozen scene of Elsa singing, yeah, no, I didn't need to see that. Like, I feel like if you've been making this game for 12 years, you should make original stories and not use ones that are given to you. I think they should have been better off to maybe build off the world of Frozen and Tangled and those kinds of worlds instead of just redoing the movie. and chucking steroid Donald and Goofy into the mix. And with that being said about story, it can get very confusing. I'm not a major fan, but I know what's going on, and I still had to stop. And yeah, I couldn't keep up. I know Kingdom Hearts I know that's kind of its thing, is that it's a very confusing game, but at the same time, they really need to sort their shit out. They need a lore keeper or something, or somebody that can sort out this mess that is the Kingdom Hearts lore. Maybe make it a bit more, have it so it makes more sense. Just so when people like me who only started playing the games a year ago, or so, something like that, aren't so intimidated by the lore. Which is it's very intimidating, if I'm being honest. Like, it's hard to remember a lot of these things. But, yeah, and as I said before, the gameplay can get very repetitive very fast. But, right near the end, I will say this is where Kingdom Hearts shines at its most, and we get thrown boss after boss after boss. And the gameplay isn't so repetitive, as you actually have to think on your feet a lot of the time. But, throughout a lot of the game, I found it very boring. I had to stop myself from napping. Like, throughout the game I found that the gameplay it could have been done so that it wasn't so much to smash X, and maybe not so much, oh, look at all these abilities that you can use to just defeat tons of enemies very quickly, and then there's no thinking or structure to what you're doing, whereas near the end of the game you actually have to think about how you're going to beat this boss. And it's very much like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, where I felt the gameplay was, you had to think more on your feet, and instead of just mashing X and all of these other buttons just so you can get your special ability, which I found myself doing in this game. Whereas now that I've replayed Kingdom Hearts 1, I found myself very confused, or not confused, but struggling at times almost with some bosses, because I didn't know what the fuck to do. And I had to, just change up my ways. Whereas in Kingdom Hearts 3, I could just do the same thing over and over and over and over again. So it was very easy until right near the end. But look, overall, I think the game is great. I'm glad this is what we got after 13 years. I think it's done very well. It could have been done maybe a little bit better, but no game's without its flaws. And I think it's a great game. But if you disagree with some of my points, let me know in the comments. And like I said before, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, go check out all of our other shit. It really helps. We're really trying to grow. It's very hard to get our name out there. Anyway, thanks for watching. This has been Seth from Silver Cell Gaming.